As this is just a preliminary test chamber, the choice before you is rather simple. Later choices might be a lot more difficult for you. You ready? In the middle of the chamber, there is a button. My question for you today is the following. Will you press it? You have 20 seconds to make up your mind, so I suggest that you think.
Okay, so either way, that doesn't matter. All right, we'll go with the first one.
Quickly. The countdown has begun. Make your choice.
Just for the sake of seeing what happens when I don't do it.
Given a choice, the inmate remains passive. Curiosity or other internal stimuli does not seem adequate to elicit a response in the subject. You can go back the way you came. Once the lights above the door turn green, you can leave the chamber as usual.
Okay, so there was the first choice, which has no impact from what I read. I just simply wanted to see what the alternative was. So we'll continue on, and we'll get to the next ending. Alright, so up next is the one of the next endings. You have to choose wrong on the boxes.
How many boxes did you use in the last chamber? Think, and when you have done so, step onto the correct button. If you choose poorly, I have no choice but to reprimand you. In here, paying attention to your surroundings is not voluntary. It's the only way to survive. The countdown has begun, so I suggest that you make your mind up.
And with that, I'm gonna go with 4.
Oh, that stings a bit, doesn't it? Perhaps that will remind you of the pain others have felt when you've used them in the past. I am not enjoying this, you know. I am not like Mr. Keene in that regard. I do this to make sure you can get as far as you possibly can.
So even from the like first questions, she's encouraging you and pushing you along.
Another mistake, then. These questions are rather pointless, though, so I would not worry about it. She might care about how your cognitive abilities deteriorate over time, but you should not make the mistake to think that she cares about you. Nobody cares about your kind. If they did, you would not be down here in the first place.
It's really funny having gotten the first one already and knowing that she helps me escape and to get free. So this is a new part, supposedly, that I haven't seen before, I believe. It's going to be the correctional chamber. So let's see if there's any new dialogue or anything.
Rise and shine, prisoner. You've rested long enough. We haven't forgotten about your previous mistake, though. This time we'll send you somewhere special. A place where all prisoners as shallow as yourself are sent to learn how to pay attention. Now, enter the transit and let's get on with it.
They won't let you leave. No. No. Oh, let's go. You know, I really would love to hear more about that one prisoner who did all the artwork. That was really cool.
The chamber you are about to enter is called the Maze. It is a correctional chamber for the not so bright. You'll need to pay attention to where you place your feet, or you will be in for quite a surprise. I would recommend a careful approach, but you have not been very prone to listening to my advice, have you?
So, the maze. I remember he mentioned one of the prisoners who died in the maze. And it's interesting to see that I will be coming back to this very place.
Prisoner XE, whatever your number is, I have been asked to relay the following message from upstairs. Due to the nature of your crimes, you are no longer considered a human being, and therefore you lack the basic rights that the rest of us are entitled to. I could have added with kind regards, but there weren't any.
This is very neat because this is an entirely new area.
They see everyone down here as a monster, and make no mistake, you will be treated as such. Trying to prove them wrong is pointless.
There's always a way out. There is no way out. Oh. Haha! Okay, well that's neat. I don't know what the button does. Oh, it just keeps it from... What's the point of that? Yeah, I came this way. This is where I got the box. Drop me down there. What did I miss? I'm gonna need that box, aren't I? Well, bugger. So did I really miss, like, hitting this button here? I did miss hitting that button. I am an idiot. Alright, and here's the next testing chamber.
I have not been observing you for a long time, so I cannot give an accurate analysis. I would say that the data so far suggests that you are a woman of action rather than reaction. Obedience is admirable in a prisoner, but in a test subject it is far less interesting. Because of your tendency toward action, it has been decided by the people upstairs that you will have 3 different options to choose from. Each will have an impact on your future.
See, and this one's different than...
The path to the right means a pardon from the governor. And instead of death, your sentence will be reduced to 10 years in isolation. You will take the transit back to your cell and be given 3 meals each day until your sentence has been served. The path to the left means that you keep fighting to survive. It is a relatively safe path, though. The survival rate is more than 20% higher if you go right than your last option. Going straight ahead means danger, but also a shorter route to the end. I am not at liberty to say what awaits you, so all I can say is this. Choose wisely. You may or may not have a lot of time to regret your decision.
And so here's a choice for another ending, and it's isolation. The other ones just take you further on.
Unexpected that our session with such a promising subject would end so soon. Jenkins, will you make sure that XE47623 gets back to her cell? I have other, more interesting subjects to attend to.
And I suppose this is ending number 2. Isolation. I took the pardon to isolation.
I got this one, Jenkins. No need to bother yourself. I just wanted to say that it's been a good run, prisoner XE47623. I doubt that after 10 years in isolation, you will emerge mentally stable, free to set out in the world once again. But if you do, congratulations. You've made the correct choice for someone with your limited potential. I might even stop by when you are released, just to make sure, if I have not retired by then. Goodbye, prisoner XE47623, and remember, even in the darkness of your cell, There is always a way out.
Even in the darkness of my cell, there's always way. I'm not quite sure how that works, but... Ooh. Got 2 achievements for that one. I got... Let's see. Pick your poison. Choose a path in Choice Cube. 3 paths. It's the one that I just did. And then better safe than sorry. Accepted the governor's pardon. Alright. And here's going to be the first ending, which I didn't even know was an ending, or like a possible choice. But I guess it makes sense, considering he literally tells you this.
Now, your first choice. Either you walk up to the door and enter the transit, or you can stay in here. If you choose to stay, we will fill the chamber with chlorine gas, and you will die a slow, agonizing death. You have 1 minute to make up your mind.
So in this minute, we will make up our mind. And our mind is to stay here. I'm gonna die in this corner, right over here. Actually, no, this corner, here. No, 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 I'm gonna die right here in the center of the room. No, on the toilet. I don't wanna go out there. I'm staying here. I'm gonna stay right here. You fill this room with gas. I already did that earlier. In the toilet. Filled it with gas. Ha ha. I know, that was an awful pun. I'm sorry. I'll sit here and wait for my death now. Here it comes. Ending 3 of 9. And it's over!